Spider-Lope reacts to Royce the 5'9", calling him out after he critiqued Trick Trick. Let's get into it, man. Make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe. Now, Trick Trick put out a video over the weekend where he was talking about or speaking about a situation that happened where a 6-year-old child was, his life was cut short. Now, he asked that all of the Crips in his area, which is Detroit, come out and tell people who did it so we can arrest these people, so these people can be arrested and, and taken into custody. Now, I'm going to play the video. In the caption, he says, children are off limits. 6K, you will not have to go to court or talk to the police. You can talk directly to me. I got it. 6,000 right now on DM me ASAP. Now, even Battle Cat is in there saying, real talk from the heart, Crippin'. I overstand you, King. Now, let's hear what Trick Trick actually said.
Whoever responsible for that baby getting killed, on mine, yeah. Niggas calling themselves Crips out there right now, trying to figure out who killed that 6-year-old baby boy. Stop calling yourself a Crip in this city. Because Crip mean community revolution in progress. I said it, big homie, and I got 6,000 to who give me the information leading to the arrest and conviction, and I got more money coming in.
I ain't gonna lie. When I first heard that part, because I wasn't expecting it, it threw me off when I heard him say I got $6,000 for the arrest and the conviction of whoever responsible for it. I wasn't expecting that, especially when he called out the Crips. When he called out the Crips, I was thinking I was about to hear like some, listen, when y'all see him get on his head, like we need to find out who did it so we can take care of business. Like I've been knowing about Trick Trick for a long time, like as far as in hip hop, his name in Detroit, all that. Like Trick Trick's name in Detroit, I would say Trick Trick is like the Trader Truth to me, outside looking in. He would be like a Trader Truth type of individual in Detroit. You know what I mean? Back when people was talking about people checking in, no-fly zones and stuff like that, his name was at the forefront of those type of situations and issues inside of Detroit. And for the most part, I feel like a lot of people in the hip-hop community in his generation and generations after him respect him and respect his position. So never in a million years did I think that he would come out and say what I just heard him say, right? But I had to look at the situation a little deeper. He posted another picture of the young man, 6 years old, and he captioned this, ain't no shelter for no child killer. I'm feeling that. I'm with that. Okay? I'm all for that, right? But as far as it goes, when we talking about calling the police, it got a little different. Okay, now I guess I wasn't the only one who felt that way, because Spider-Lope actually made a couple videos about the situation, not only just on his Instagram, you know what I mean, but he also made videos on his YouTube. Now, he captioned this video, which was a repost of Trick Trick's video, and he said, basically, Trick Trick was on some foo-foo-ish. Crips don't politic for no arrest. Crips hold court in the streets. The revolution always involves bloodshed. Don't include Crippin' with that weak A police issue on. FTP on Crip, cuz. I mean, so I listened to the video and I tried to get an understanding of, like, I want to see how Spider-Lope was gonna kind of explain what he was saying, because at the end of the day, we still talking about a 6-year-old child, and it really don't matter to me if somebody gets arrested or not for it. But I understand that, like, I'm not the one that's gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna tell the police this is who did it, if I'm standing on being a Crip or affiliated with some type of street organization or considering myself a street individual. You know what I mean? What we do in our options is a lot different than what a civilian can do. So I was, seeing what, Cuz was going to say. I was trying to figure out what he was going to say. And at the end of the day, like, this is an understanding that everybody outside of California got to get about this whole nationwide Crippin' and Bloodin'. And then we can even throw like the GDs and the BDs in this conversation too, for real. Not like any Mickey Cobras or, you know, Vice Lords or any other them other sets that may be outside of the places that they originated from. It's never gonna be the same. It's never gonna be the same. You know what I mean? The name might be the same. It's never gonna be the same. So I feel like Spider-Loc took offense to him using the Crippin' and saying like, listen, but he called out Detroit Crippin'. You feel what I'm saying? He called out Detroit Crippin'. So that's kind of like that would be the like same thing if like, okay, because I think Spider-Loc, he affiliated with East Coast. It's some gangsters, or you know what I mean? Like it's somebody from a different hood that you don't really tap in with like that. Say something about, you know, said individuals from another, you know what I mean? It said something that you didn't feel like went along the lines of your Crip, and you really wouldn't have nothing to say about that. And you gotta look at the Crip and the Blood and whatever people doing outside of California the same way. They not really from these hoods that they claiming. They from a hood in Detroit. I think Sada Baby he represents something 7 Mile Campanella Park gang. You feel that's out in Cali. It's a totally, and it's confusing as hell. I know for somebody on the outside looking in, right? It's confusing as hell. But take that into accountability when you begin to do the critiquing. Now, as far as I'm concerned, no street individual, nobody that's dealing with the streets, nobody that we know or that's known or has a reputation for bringing retribution on top of the concrete jungle in the streets, actually getting at somebody in the streets, you know what I'm saying? Actually getting down with other individuals in the streets. The last place you should be resorting to is the police station. Because you from the streets. I don't care if you was a Crip. I don't care what gang you was in. If you just was out here hustling, a street nigga, just out here getting money, and you didn't put it down, you know what I mean? And had somebody do something to somebody before you didn't did so. Listen, you don't get that option because you in the streets. Now, I agree with what Spider-Loc said. If you come out and you like, hey, I ain't about that lifestyle no more. I'm all about just doing the right thing. And, you know, positivity over, you know, BS, you know what I mean? And this is what I represent now. And I'm no longer a street person. I'm a civilian today. Then that's different. So that's the route you would want to take. So I get the critique. But Royce the 5'9" had an issue with what Spider-Loc said as well, and he made a pretty long video, man. And let's just tap into a little bit of what Royce the 5'9" had to say, his response to Spider-Loc.
When all the punks was on the computer, and it was like, nah, I don't use computers. Now look what the internet is doing. It's making all the real punks right before our eyes. Real turning into punks. What's wrong with y'all, man? Don't y'all understand that we only got one way out of this thing that we're in? Unity is the only way. That's the only muscle that we haven't accurately flexed yet. And it's because we're genetically predisposed to find some sort of comfort in going against one another. All success starts here. If you go 20 years being known as somebody who just puts negativity into the universe and I never hear nothing positive about you, and now you're working a job, it sounds to me like you got out of the universe what you put into it. Nobody's in a position to question how to do things in Detroit, man. That's not your jurisdiction. Your words mean nothing in Detroit. Your name don't hold no way in Detroit. Relax.
All right. So, with that being said, though, now let's get into it all the way. I feel like what Royce the 5'9" just said when he said, this is Detroit. You don't have no jurisdiction over here. He was correct in telling Spider-Loc that, as far as, because that's why I said that when the Crippin got put into it, like, it's kind of like you representing as like I'm an ambassador of this Crippin, and if I see it not being done right, I'm gonna call it out. But that's out of state. Like I really don't see like hoods calling other hoods out about they cripping on the motorcycle scene, like that biker shit that I be on. I understand we ain't trying to call no police. Now, Royce the 5'9" started his critique and his commentary out by talking about real ends, but at the end of the day, like, what's the definition of a real one? Like, somebody give me the proper definition and then the rules and regulations and the guidelines of being a real one. What makes somebody a real one? Because are we saying today that, okay, a real one in this situation, because it was a 6-year-old baby, we should call the real ones and real street cats should call the police and turn people in? Or should real ends, in my interpretation of how real ones get down, like, and when I say real ones, I'm associating that with the streets. We would catch who did whatever happened, and we gonna take care of business. Now that ain't gotta be said, if that's what we gonna do, and I'm speaking hypothetically, but if that's what we was gonna do, that ain't even gotta come to the internet. That ain't even gotta hit YouTube, that ain't gotta hit Instagram, it ain't gotta hit Twitter or none of that. It's gonna hit the front page of the website of the newspaper when it go down, when it happened. Like, such and such got knocked down yesterday. We don't have any witnesses. None of that. He was suspected as being the shooter in the case against the 6-year-old who lost. You feel what I'm saying? That's the type of retribution that I'm thinking, like somebody from, like a trick or behind the scenes shit won't. I'm just saying, like, I ain't saying he should put up no bread. I ain't saying he should incriminate himself or nothing. But when I hear about a child getting his life took, it's death. I'm not looking for him to go to trial. It's either jail or hell. Listen, either you gonna kill me or I'm gonna kill you. It's jail or hell around here. So again, in that aspect, I agree with what Spider Loc is saying. If we talking about you calling out street people, I'm a Crip and I'm about to call you to give you the information to send somebody. No, I'm about to go get this. We gonna go get him. We gonna go take care of that. We not calling the police. We just gonna go get him, knock his ass down and get up out of there, man. What we talking about? What is we talking? Like, this is really a conversation, though. That's the crazy part about it. That this is we having a conversation about whether or not we should call the police or knock them up. I want to cuss so bad, man. We talking about either either we gonna knock him down or we gonna call the police, and we saying, you know what? We just gonna call the police. All the stupid, crazy shit that people going to jail for right now, like, people going to jail for less. It's people that's already going to jail. You don't even care. You don't care about your life. Listen, go knock cuz down. Man, get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about this, man. I'm a Mighty the Ruler. Make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button and click that notification each and every time I upload new content. Peace.